All right, Bant Fall. Bant refers to this color combination here of green, white, and blue. Fall, in this case, refers to this card here, Fall of the Thran. Chapter 1 Saga, destroy all lands. Chapters 2 and 3, each player returns 2 lands from their graveyard to the battlefield. So we look to break the symmetry this card offers in a couple of different ways. First is that Remorseful Cleric can be in play and can be sacrificed to exile all the lands you put into your opponent's graveyard. Knight of the Reliquary, if we have a plains or a forest as a follow-up, can be used to search up Bojuka Bog to exile all of the cards from their graveyard. And alternatively, if we're just ahead on board and don't need to break the symmetry but instead just want to Armageddon, if we have Teferi in play, we can play Fall of the Thran, destroy all lands, and then use Teferi to bounce this saga back to our hand so neither player gets a chance to return lands from their graveyard to the battlefield. We have some mana creatures here, in addition to Knight of the Reliquary, that lets us accelerate out Fall of the Thran ahead of curve. And the mana creatures, notably, are also useful post-Fall of the Thran because they're mana sources that don't get destroyed. We have Trail of Crumbs kind of tying the room together, because if you look, everything in this deck actually is a permanent. So this is a source of card advantage that lets us draw cards with our Goose as the game goes long. So let's go ahead and hop on into some historic matches. Last time we played this, it felt incredibly reasonable. Interested to see if that feeling continues the second time through. Yes, for those not aware, what we were talking about with Trump before we started this deck is Trump and the federal government are co-opting as many shipments of things that they can get their hands on. They did one to Massachusetts and I believe New Jersey now. It's happened a number of times. Apparently he's also been trying to divert things that were headed for other countries as well. I guess I'm keeping this. Mana's super awkward though. Really need to draw a shock land. Okay, that helps. It's not the shock land that would make the hand ideal, but it at least guarantees that we have lore colors here. This is unfortunately going to be a matchup where our Fall of the Thran game plan is not good. Decks that get onto the board quickly are ones that we're not going to want to execute this plan against. What? Alright, well, sure. Deal, Arito. I am very confused, but I accept. You know what? I think I'm doing this. I probably should have done this pre-combat and gotten an extra point of damage in on the Saurian. Yeah, I think my sequencing was bad there. All right, there's Miguel.
Here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing. Only one land in the bin to start, but Knight can search up some more later. They're attacking me? I'm just gonna let this happen. That's fine. Yeah, that's true. Knight being in sword range doesn't feel great. Wonder if they're gonna trade Ebon Legion. Yeah, for my Reliquary, sure. How conservative should we approach Bojuka Bog while playing this deck? I don't understand your question. This is an incredible draw with the 2 geese out. It just concedes to the card advantage. How many lands are in this deck? 26. Okay, I think we just cut Bojuka Bog and fall against aggro. As sad as that is. Cards just aren't good there. Is this a Conqueror's Death matchup? I think it's probably fine. They have some bigger vampires and an Exile Sorin too. Jay Boone, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, C-Lab, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate it. You were playing Teamers Arcane yesterday, and your opponent playing Goblins Ghost Quartered your red lands 3 times. Well, maybe you should play some basics, you greedy monster. Have you considered some basic lands? Excellent draw. How often should we expect to hold Bog in hand? Questions like that don't have answers. Magic's not a game where you can just, like, memorize statistics. If it was, it wouldn't be a very interesting game. The answer to questions like that is essentially always, it depends. It depends on so many different factors. Harsh, but fair. Basic lands are for chums, something like that. We're missing blue, but the opponent doesn't have a particularly great start here. That's kind of scary. Okay. I think we're just blast zoning, right? And then we go to 4, and we're hoping to draw a blue source so we can Teferi this. Well, you know. Technically not dead yet, right? This is 4, 5, 6, so I can sack this. Mr. Ben and Watch, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The Berlin thing is false. The problem is that, like, you know, I shouldn't have to question the validity of, did the United States steal medical PPE from another country? The fact that there's an administration in charge right now where I have to pause and find out, is that factually correct, instead of being like, no, that's just nonsense, that would never happen. It's just like, it's such a huge problem. Someone asked if this is on late for you. No, not at all. It's only 1 o'clock here. Time mostly doesn't exist, though. I'm not often on the weekends, although now it's a regular thing. What's the saying? Elect a clown, expect a circus. How do you feel about the EDH ban of Is It Otter? I think if you're playing EDH following the rules only that the rules committee put down, you should probably like reassess how you play casual Magic. I think EDH is a casual Magic format, and you should play with your group of friends how you want to play. If you and your group of friends want to play with the Otter, you should play with the Otter. Is there a site spot for any tasty Jeff Ikora builds? No, Jeff isn't stupid, so Jeff doesn't build decks until there's a full spoiler. When there is a full spoiler and I do start building deck lists, you can already see the deck queue on my website here has a list of build-arounds that have been submitted. And once we have a spoiler so I can realistically start building them, they'll get filled in there. But people working on deck lists before we have full spoilers are mostly wasting their own time, especially with how short this spoiler season is. Like, wait a week or a week and a half or whatever it is. Good lord. Yeah, I got you, Coke. You're fine. I don't update the deck queue until after I'm done streaming. We did okay with the what's it called deck. Some decks don't want Soul Ring. Call. Are the decks that don't want Soul Ring the decks of people that can't afford to buy a Soul Ring? Is that the decks that don't want it? The people that are priced out of it?
Stop that now. I've got it.
I don't know if I'm supposed to kill their Teferi here or kill their fires. Might be right to just kill their fires. I don't know, the fires isn't very useful after I fall them anyways, so like, whatever. This kind of sucks. If like they have 2 threats here like they're likely to. If they play 2 threats, I can't fall because I won't be ahead on board. Yeah, they didn't discard 2 cards, so I kind of expect to see a second thing happen here. And I have the Conqueror's Death. Yeah, I think I was supposed to take the fires there. Any lands are in their bin? 0, sure. Alright, with Knight of the Reliquary drawn, I think I just do this, and pass. I'll play this so they can't stop my Knight. Scrying locks them on a non-creature. It does. It does. They still have to pay the 2 tax on Teferis and stuff like that here. And if they don't have a big play here, the game is over because we're gonna fall them next turn and we're gonna get our questing beast back. Wait, are they actually just dead? The fall's lethal, right? That's really funny. Because the fall is just like +6/+6 for this. This is 9/14. That's hilarious. Da, 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 da. All right, so definitely want Aether Gust here. I'm going to trim Deputy because they have lots of ways to kill it. Conqueror's Death seems good. I don't know that I like Thrashing Brontodon in this matchup. Paying 4 mana to kill fires is a lot. I think I'd rather just have Teferi to tempo it. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut 2 of these. I think I want to leave Remorseful Cleric in because Cleric plus Fall can let me punk them pretty consistently. I think I'm in the business of punking people. Disdainful Stroke could be... Ashiok may be good against it. No, that's awful. Like, boarding in a card that says, like, gain 3 or 4 life in the event that you kill their Red Cavalier sounds not great. That's not worth... Stopping 3 or 4 damage is not worth a card. Do I want Disdainful Stroke? I do have Questing Beast and, like, Cleric to pressure Teferi off the table, so maybe Stroke is good enough. I can just do that and bring in some 2-mana disruption. Let's do that. Stroke always feels awkward. They're like, you have Stroke and they play Teferi, but it is what it is. He needs a white source, but Mana Dork into Trail. I think I'm going to keep this. They've got 2 Sphinx to the good hand. Seems decent. Perfect. Never didn't have it. The Herald deck's really funny. I agree. Maybe I'm supposed to play this here to play around Veto. Getting it in under the wire plays around... That's an interesting decision. I guess they're gonna like play Teferi, eat my food here? No? Weird. Just gonna pass and eat my food here and draw a card. Yeah, they scryed a bunch and missed a land drop. It's pretty unfortunate for them. Maybe they didn't, maybe they only had like 1 land and they did actually draw some. I think rather than play Questerson here, I'd rather just like spend my mana getting ahead. Because like, if I find a fall of the Thran next turn, it's like, leaves us in a really great spot, right? They do get to scry 1 every turn here. So, like, you know. Goodbye, graveyard. Inked Gaming, Anaphylactic. Well, if they hit some, no, thank you for checking out the sponsor. If you go to, it's inkedgaming.com/Jeff Hoagland, I think. Or / just Jeff. You can support my stuff and get a little bit of money off your order there. Thanks for checking them out. And we're set up to do it again here now, right? Like if they hit a second land drop. Kaboom! Boom goes the dynamite. It is the Twitch Jack deck, Bob. It really is. But doesn't everybody need a little bit of Armageddon in their life? Nice, Bob. Yeah, bottom passage here. I'd love to draw an untapped green on one, ideally. On the bright side, with everything going on, my wife was able to talk to the hospital. They need some surgery done. I got us approved for free medical care. I get to experience the rest of what the civilized gets whole year. Well, that's good. We played Restore Balance in Modern today to start as well, Bob. Which was also involved killing a whole lot of lands, which was great. I think I do this, because the next turn I can do this. Open the website initially using my link, Anaphylactic. So if you go to inkedgaming.com /Jeff and then purchase stuff after starting there, it'll have a tracking cookie or whatever in your browser that knows. I don't know what the technical term is. Cleave ho. Can we call this quest again? This is unfortunately another matchup where we have to pivot off of the land destruction plan. Against any decks that play to the board, we have to pivot, which is sad, but it is what it is. And here especially I've got, you know, these, extra one of these. Thrashy Bee's pretty okay here. Okay, trim a couple of this. And a Bojuka Bog. I feel like I need to... Have we just been unlucky, or is the mana in this deck bad? The mana's been real awkward so far. How many white sources are in here? 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are only 12 white in this deck. That's probably low. That's probably low. No, we're killing all of the lands, Wargy. We don't want Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead also requires you to play a bunch of differently named lands, which isn't great. I think I might cut a couple of the basic forests in this deck and add a couple of like Sunpetal Groves. Poor Questerson. That explains why they didn't block though. Would love to draw an untapped white source here so we can Conqueror's Death and get rid of this. Especially with the Conqueror's Death edition. I added Conqueror's Death in the last tune-up, but I didn't adjust the mana. I definitely did not have Conqueror's Death when I built a 12 plains mana base. Carson says 14. Yeah. Yeah, and I have what's it called? I have Goose too, which like fudges the numbers. But yeah, I think 14 is probably the goal that I would like to hit. And I get to Gust to Cleave here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I was supposed to Gust the thing they put it on, so that way I could Conqueror's Death the Cleave next turn. That's very possible. Oh gosh, I only have 1 plains in this deck too. That's real bad. Yeah, I definitely did not revisit the mana when I added Conqueror's Death. I need to do that. Is your last card a land? It's not. It's a Rekindling Phoenix though. Yikes. Yikes. Whew. Whew, but still my heart. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Yep, that was a fantastical draw there. They're dead, right? Did I get Blaststone here? And then we get Questing Beast back? Humph! Sick. Hey, Eric. Thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Bye, friends. All right, and now, you know, again, Asterisk, that was the easy game. Now I gotta try and win one on the draw here, which is gonna be more challenging. The Prime sub is plenty, Eric. I really appreciate it. Those Prime subs all add up, and they keep me around. Wouldn't be here without folks like you shipping me their Bezo bucks. All right, in it to win it. I'm sure they will, Wargy. Data's data. Jackie, thanks for the 15 months. And Woolmaster, thanks for re-upping for the 9th month. I appreciate that. Speaking of Bezo bucks. I think it's important that I use my mana this turn, so I'm going to go ahead and exile the Llanowar Elves in the hope that they also don't have a 3 mana play to play this turn, since they didn't have a 2 or 3 mana play to play the previous turn. So, if it was your first Prime sub, sometimes you have to refresh your browser to send the notification through, but in general, if you've resubbed, the day you actually sub and the day your notification pops up aren't always the same, because Twitch is wonky. So really hoping to draw a painless untapped land next turn, so I can play Deputy of Detention again, and Conquer's Death. Hey, Mr. 3000, sounds good. And we're dead. All right, let's fix the mana in here real quick. Let's fix the mana in here real quick. To the person that just asked me if they could, the Tower Knight, yes, you are welcome to change that out. If you want to change it to a different deck, just let me know. We can get that updated in the queue. Ideally, send me an email from the email address that I approved your initial submission from. That's the best way for me to track that. All right, I think I need a second Plains. I have 12, I have 16 total green sources in the deck. I think I'm gonna cut a Teferi and go up to a 27th land. Do I want to go to 27 lands? That's so many lands. So much mana. Especially with, it's just a lot of mana, especially with the mana dorks. Maybe I could cut a dork. I'm not gonna, if I cut a forest, I'm not gonna consistently have them on one anyways. Is it crazy to cut Llanowar Elves? I'm gonna trim a Llanowar Elves. And go up a land. Let's do that. And then add a Sunpetal Grove. I think I'm happy with the rest of how the board's been for now. Let's play some more with a couple extra white sources and see how it feels. Who's ready to go 0-2 with Birdie Cherry next Sunday? The Sky. Thanks for keeping me around, Andrew Benson. Lots of people come in and come out. I should make a point to plug that. If you enjoy Historic and you're interested in playing in the first ever Hoaglandia Open that's going to be taking place next Sunday, April 12th, there is no entry fee aside from needing to be subscribed to my channel currently here on Twitch. The only requirement aside from being subscribed and being available to play next Sunday is that you need to be able to broadcast your matches via Discord when requested. If you join the tournament and are unable to broadcast your matches, you will be dropped from the tournament. Just as a heads up, that is going to be enforced. The purpose of me running this tournament is to make content with, so unfortunately, until Arena has an official spectator mode, being able to stream your match via the Discord service is going to be a requirement for the opens. Hey, Kokobe, I don't always verbally acknowledge the shilling bumps because they aren't actual money. But I have a log of them, and they'll all get updated and added appropriately after the stream's done, like everything else. If there's a lot going on, I won't call those ones out. What's the start time? It'd be a little bit early for you, Bob. It would be 7 a.m. PST. Planning to kick off at 9 Central. There's a white source, perfect.
Sorry I'm late.
So I could wait to bounce something and like play fall next turn and then bounce the fall so we both get Geddened, but without pressure in play, I don't think that makes sense. Handicap California with the lack of sleep. It's gonna be an 11-hour day for me too, probably. Like realistically, that tournament's gonna run all day most likely, so starting at 9 a.m. means that I should be done by 8 to 9 p.m. hopefully. It's gonna be a long day for everybody involved that does well and does coverage. Dark Mumble, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. So again, this is our 1-2 punch. If we get to untap with this and we find a land with the Trail of Crumbs looks, we get to fall them plus exile their graveyard, so that way they don't get their lands back. Again, breaking the symmetry that this card tends to have typically. Remember, chat, time is a lie. The only 3 days that currently exist are today, tomorrow, and yesterday. No, the rounds will be paired one at a time. For the purpose of being able to provide coverage.
This might be a bad idea.
It does. The purpose of having it be double elimination is so the tournament can hopefully flow faster in the later rounds. Ideally, as people drop, the turnover will get quicker. There's less of a chance of going to time as fewer people are playing. My rough plans for running the coverage is that every round, I'll pick 3 feature matches. We'll get all 6 of those players streaming to Discord. Christy will get... I need to look into Cardboard Live this week so we can have 2 deck lists up on the stream overlay. And Christy said she's willing to help with that, so that'll be good. Want to keep Teferi in place so they can't counter my fall. That's unfortunate.
Get out of my way. I'm burning up here. You're playing with fire here.
I think we're dead. I don't know that we can really come back from that.
I have a plan.
Okay. All right. Slow and steady. Chandra gets to emblem us this turn though, which is troubling.
Let's get toasted.
I have 7 mana in play, so I do get to go land Teferi. And then Conquer's Death.
This isn't a fight you can win. Enough. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I think I just want to rebuy that. Second Chandra.
Relation sensation.
Holy crap.
Aw, looks like someone's getting
Man, who got the big idea to put win cons in their Grixis deck? It's not how this is supposed to work, chat. Aren't supposed to be win cons in your Grixis deck. You're supposed to just like play some bad answers, then flop around and lose the game. Come on now. Some kind of conspiracy. Yep.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
Ow, 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 ow.
No.
Did I punt here? If I would have gotten back Knight of the Reliquary, she would have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. She would have been a 13, 13. Yeah, I punted. We totally could have won this.
Hot for you.
They died this turn, right? Because I'd have had Teferi in play. And they wouldn't have been able to cast a spell. Yeah, I definitely punted this. Okay. Well, at least they won't get any more lands back next turn, I guess.
Here we go.
If you want to fight, you got it.
If you want to fight, you got it.
Just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
Okay. Vraska's Contempt saves them here. Because I can... Ritual doesn't do it. Wow, did we beat the 5x Chandra emblem? Whew. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. What do I want for my last card or two here? I just like play a Miser Aether Gust or a Miser Stroke. I think I'm just gonna play like a Stroke or two. I'm gonna cut an Elf since they're on Ritual set. I don't know if milling them with the Ashiok's really all that relevant. I guess Ashiok. Ashiok's technically, yeah, maybe I should have Ashiok in my deck. Ashiok technically is another card that sits there that works with Fall. So it just like helps me get in them consistently. It exiles their graveyard. Yeah, I should board an Ashiok here. That should be the card. If there's a game 3, we'll board an Ashiok. Sure. Cause it's a sneepa keepa doo 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 sneepa keepa doo 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 doo. Yeah, if Grixis aggro has another decent run today, I think we're gonna add it up to the website. So I think I actually want to play Trail of Crumbs out here as opposed to the Cleric, because they're a deck with discard spells in it, and Trail of Crumbs stands to represent a lot of card advantage for us over the course of a game. So I want to get that down before they can discard it. Swish. Aim to please, Mikey. Play to your outs, chat. Play to your outs. It's possible I could have another Conqueror's Death or two in the 75-2. I don't know about more than 2 main deck, but it's definitely like a very quality card. Okay, start with this and see how we go. Yep. Yeah, I'm supposed to take the Teferi there, actually. You can go either way on that. So, a little bit of a trick with Knight of the Reliquary here. You fetch a fetch land with it, so it gets 2 bigger, which is nice.
If you wish to surrender now, reckless and ill-refined.
Okay.
And prepare.
Really? Okay. You have a discard spell here? Sure. Okay, so that stops me from playing Fall this turn, unfortunately. Knight was going to ramp us and now no longer can. Probably Dunzo. It's a little bit too far behind on board, and the fall doesn't really accomplish much. It's not that Ashiok would have helped there, but I do think I like the idea of Ashiok over Stroke. Let's give this a go. Unfortunate. This was previously a forest that I cut for a white source, so can't Goose on 1, Teferi on 2. How today's deck's been so far? We've had a good set. We played a sweet modern deck this morning. We played more Temur Electro Balance. We did, the standard set didn't make me want to claw my eyes out to set an incredibly low bar. The first historic deck we played was great. This one's gotten to destroy a bunch of lands. It's been some good sets around all day.
Let's slow this down.
I'm going to go ahead and just bounce this proactively. It denies them a Surveil effectively, and it means that if they kill my Teferi, I got to draw a card with them, which is ideal. Sad. So what's our best possible draw here? Trail of Crumbs, probably? Terrible, he says before he gets Ritual Ascended.
I've got
it. Feels bad, man.
That's more like it.
Still just waiting on that Trail of Crumbs. Probably start cranking this Blast Zone up to 4 or 5 since we got nothing else to do with it.
Will remake the multiverse in my image.
So, really need to draw Questing Beast now. I think we probably bricked off for a little bit too long here. Alright, the fact that they went down with that means if we draw Questing Beast, we could still play a game. And another land. Alright, let's try one more set with this, see how it goes. Does Flip Bolas have a CMC unflipped? Yes, transformed cards have the converted mana cost of their front when flipped over. This is a rules update from a few years ago where backsides of cards were always converted mana cost 0. If you're someone that played Magic a while ago but hasn't recently. Sure. Got some gray ogres here. They're gonna be great. I believe in our Grey Ogres chat. They are going to be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, they changed it. They changed it so it's always the converted mana cost on the front side. Okay, aggro matchup. Good die roll to have won. Like see flip planeswalkers again. I would too. I think I think new flip planeswalkers would be sweet, but I also think the set of origin flip planeswalkers would be a great direct to historic printing. Those are cards I would definitely love to see. Yep. Oh yeah, the oracle text on those flipwalkers is it's quite long. This isn't a terrible pickup. Get gain 3 up to 10. If we don't get Questerson or Embercleave tier, it's a big ask for neither of those things to happen. But if neither of those things happen, we are in an okay spot. Does that kill me? That kills me. I block. I take 4, 9, 11. I block. I take 10 exactly. As I sit here and die with 2 Fall of the Thran in my hand, it's a really good example of why we cut this plan against creature decks. I think I honestly, and it's just a reminder that like Field of the Dead being banned in formats like Pioneer is just like so stupid. I think this deck would be sweet and reasonable if Field of the Dead was something that was super popular in this format, but there's just so little Field of the Dead on the ladder right now that I feel like what we're doing here is not great. Like, maybe there's a better way to build this where, like, the clerics and the falls are in the sideboard, and you like have clerics to board in as graveyard hate, and you have falls to board in against the bigger decks, rather than having that be the norm. I feel like we've had more matches where we're like, oh, the fall plan's not good here, than oh, the fall plan's great. And just like try and be like a zoo type deck game 1 where you're just like Knight of the Reliquary, some acceleration, some questing beasts, etc. Maybe still play Conqueror's Death as a piece of top end / removal. The eternally relevant exclamation point spoilers command. Yeah, YOLO. Yeah, you could even splash a different third color. You could be like Naya or Abzan. So 33 months, bug face. Happy Sunday to you and yours. Scale of 1 to 10, where's this elf at? Holy gosh, he lived, chat. I wasn't prepared for my elf to live. Emotionally speaking, I was prepared for him to die. Thoughts on Wild Nakatl and Historic? Probably fine. No blocks. Let's play a 3/4 here, and then this knight is a little bit sneaky at the moment, so this knight can actually jump up to a 5/5 currently. Because we can fetch to 3/3, sack a land 4/4, get another fetch. Just gonna go ahead and take this hit here. Thoughts on Delver and Historic? Probably fine too. I actually think a really sweet plan for the Historic anthologies, if Wizards just like printed a bunch of cards like Delver and Nakatl that just like are like just barely not good enough for Modern, but people love playing them, I think that would be a really successful use of the Historic anthologies. Like, give people, like, Knight of the Reliquaries on that list, too. Like, I think this is a card that, like, people love to try and make work. You constantly see people registering this card in Modern, and it's just, like, it's just not good enough there. Just, like, consistently comes up short, a little bit too slow, a little bit too fair. Yes, yeah, the knight technically leaves us a mana open here too, which is great because it means we can destroy Cleveland, is exactly correct. I'm more excited for future Historic anthologies and set release. I think I'm kind of with you. Wouldn't it be too good for Pioneer? No, probably not. Do they... They must not realize Knight can make a mana for this. This is, like, obviously an Embercleave attack. And maybe there's a chance that they like saw that and just like didn't have the ability to play around it. They felt like that was their only out. It's not unreasonable as like me missing that line. Yeah, this is great. Snap it off. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go Baffling End into Goose here. They must have drawn this, right? Because I feel like if they had that last turn, they would have played it. That's a great draw, because it lets me do this plus this without shocking. Oh, you know what? I should have left white up there and then used the goose to dig for another Baffling End, I think. I am cautiously optimistic that they're putting these you get X effect when you cycle this card on enough things that, like, maybe Teferi's not overbearing and obnoxious anymore. And that might be wishful thinking, but I think there's a real chance that, like, we'll get to, like, really play Magic with Teferi out. Would be ideal. Reminder that this is not Maelstrom Pulse, so I could take these, but, like, I don't really care about their 1/1s if I have a 1/3, so I'd rather just do that, I think. Narset is not overbearing in the same way Teferi is overbearing, in my opinion. I think there's some key fundamental differences. Wonder if we'll see them destroy my trail proactively here to, like, try and cut me off of card advantage. That's very good. Rough. I was like, what? What just happened there? Where did he go? I'm so confused, chat. They had to, it was technically still in exile while they were, like, not quite in play. Ooh, the turtle. I think someone asked me earlier what's my favorite spoiler so far. I think the turtle's my favorite spoiler. Turtle is my favorite spoiler. Oh, gosh, yeah, it sounds great. Sounds great in a flash deck. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I agree. Big agree. Sounds great in a flash deck. Ooh, it's good in a draw 2 deck, too. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good catch, too. Agree. Yep. See, here's gonna be a great ton of different things to build in this set. I think the turtle, honestly, probably goes in every red mid-range and control deck. It's very, very good. Describe the turtle. It's an 8/8 with trample and haste that... God, did they draw flippin'? Okay, they didn't draw Embercleave. Whew! It's an 8/8 with trample and haste that cycles for 2. And when you cycle it, it goes back into your deck. And if you've cycled it 4 or more times, you put it into play when you cycle it instead of putting it back into your deck. It's really slick. Gonna go with a lot of different things and enable a lot of different things. Gosh, I didn't even think about the draw 2 archetype in general with the cycling cards coming back. Yeah, draw 2 is gonna be like Improbable Alliance and Ironcrag Pyromancer sound great. Hey, Ferrisonatu, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oaklandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, it could definitely be a very reasonable control finisher. As far as this deck goes, I talked about this a little bit in the set, but I think just good to highlight here. I'm not sure there's enough mid-range control and Field of the Dead, at least on the ladder from what I've been playing right now, to justify being a Fall of the Thran main deck. I like this main deck in a world where Field of the Dead is more popular, or at least I'm running into it more than I have recently. But I think with the amount of Groll and other aggressive decks that are in the format right now, I don't think I can recommend this main deck. I think you could build... Maybe you could build like a zoo deck, perhaps, and board Cleric and Fall, and just like board them in with your main deck Knight of the Reliquaries and Bogs for those Field of the Dead matchups. But I feel like, as is the way the format's developed so far post-Historic Anthology 2, I don't think this setup is ideal for the start. All right, what are we doing? We are going to play one more Historic deck today. Thanks everybody who's been hanging out all day. We are going to wrap things up with another run through of the Grixis aggro deck that we've played a few times to reasonable success on stream already. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick ad roll while I get my client restarted and get my deck list tweeted and all that jazz. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.